I think it's pure madness to be tariffing every nation on earth for one nation's greed to consume. Trump is using the tariffs tactics to strong arm nations for things that had nothing to do with the economy. Like Brazil, Bolsonaro. He wants to tariff Brazil 50% because of Bolsonaro. That has nothing to do with the economy. He wants to tariff Canada 35% because they recognize Palestine as a state. That has nothing to do with the economy. So Trump is using it like for his personal views on politics as far as non-economical topics. He's using his tariff like it's a magic wand. It can solve anything in the world if he waves it around like a magic wand. Tariff is the solution to everything underneath the sun. Because he's a airhead. He's a narrow-minded, short-sighted Neanderthal of a buffoon. A dim-witted buffoon. Well, he's going to tariff Britain. He just made a deal with Britain. Because America, as far as him tariffing Canada because they recognize Palestine as a state, so does Britain and France. So is he going to tariff Britain and France because they recognize Palestine as a state? Like, to tariff Brazil because of his friend Bolsonaro. These are things that the American people are going to have to pay the price for his whims, for him to think that he can strong arm every nation and every leader on earth by extorting tribute through tariffs if they don't do whatever comes to his head on whatever day, on whatever minute, on whatever second, of whatever thoughts that pop into his head of Neanderthalic concepts. He's a deranged character. Why is he mad with Canada? Because it interferes with his Riviera Gaza Strip ambitions of owning casinos, resort hotels, golf courses in the Gaza Strip. He has ambitions of mass real estate developments in the Gaza Strip. So he wants to let Netanyahu starve them genocidically until they're starved into submission and forced out the territory. Like, the American people are about to be forced into bankruptcy because this dim-witted Neanderthal has the clueless concept of what responsible governance means. When it comes to the Warren School of Finance, he has the slightest clue of what he's doing, meaning the consequences of his actions. He thinks that nobody can question his totalitarian rule on a global stage. If they dare question it, he will come up with his magic wand to solve all issues. If you don't do what's in his mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all, he thinks that all the leaders have to stand behind a line and bend down, bend the knee, and kiss his ass. Because he's the most powerful man on earth. He tariffed South Africa with a fake ploy of a mass burial site of crosses lining a road. While he had the South African president in the Oval Office, he threatened to tariff South Africa because he conjured up a false, fictitious story that there was mass genocide being committed in South Africa because there was a mass burial, genocidal burial grounds lining the road for miles on end with white crosses, wooden crosses on either side of the road going for miles and miles, meaning there were thousands and thousands and thousands of white people, farmers, killed and buried in that genocidal memorial spot that he was fictitiously promoting as an excuse to tariff South Africa. I don't know whether to believe that or believe that his uncle taught the Unabomber and that the Unabomber was an A student under his uncle Stooledge at MIT. But now he wants to tariff Canada because they recognize Palestine as a state, because they realize that Netanyahu is a war criminal and that what he did to the Palestinians is a war crime. He razed to the ground every building in the Gaza Strip, and now he's starving, mass starvation, the Palestinians in the hope that they will flee and that he can recolonize with the one-state solution. And Trump has ambitions with Jared to build resort buildings in the Gaza Strip for Trump to get rich off of it. So Trump now is tariffing Canada 35% because they recognize Palestine as a state, as well as Britain and France. Well, he's going to tariff Britain and France too because it interferes with his personal enrichment of the Riviera Trump plazas at the Gaza Strip. He's an idiot. He should be nowhere controlling power of this government. And all this vanity trips of himself, flexing his muscles, economically, is going to ruin the American economy. The ones who pay for his idiotisms is going to be us. With runaway inflations, with inferior currencies, worthless currencies. If he keeps this up for 3.5 more years. It's just pure madness. His derangements. They're thinking that tariff is the answer to everything underneath the sun when it comes to political science. That if he waves his tariff magic wand around, that'll solve any issue in political science and in diplomacy. It's just buffooneries. Bolsonaro, oh, he's a best friend of mine, so I'm going to tariff Brazil 50%. Jeff Epstein was a friend of his, of Trump. Why you don't tariff your friends 50%, and including yourself, Trump? Now he's coming up with an excuse because Jeff Epstein had hired from Mar-a-Lago Spa a young girl at the time. I think she was under the age of 18, working at a Trump Mar-a-Lago Spa, because Jeff Epstein had he as a masseuse. Jeff Epstein hired young girls to be his masseuse, with his girl helping him to hire underage girls to work at Jeff Epstein to give him private massages at his mansions in his island. And so I guess Epstein hired young girls from Mar-a-Lago, and Trump knew about it. He didn't separate from Epstein because of it. Is it because since he's president now, he's making it seem like, oh, I was disappointed that he hired a girl from my spa? Trump probably knew about it. Trump probably tried to get massages out of it. Trump is like a Giuliani. He'll lay down with a 15-year-old if he thinks nobody's watching. But he's scared to death about the Epstein files or whatever it has his name on reports. That he's making it seem, oh, let me preempt it and make it seem like I was against him hiring females at my spa. Probably Trump had probably no problems with it at the time. But now that he's president and the Epstein scandal, now he's making it seem like, oh, let me disavow myself of it. Oh, the spa, I was against that idea. I fired him. I quit being his friend because of it. Making it seem like he got rid of Epstein because he was hiring for Mar-a-Lago staffers. Yeah, now that the lady came out and complained about Epstein, that she was molested and sexually harassed and assaulted, now Trump is like, oh, she worked for me, but I didn't know nothing. When I found out, I stopped being his friend. Yeah, right. Now that the scandal's out in public, and you're in your second term, now you came up with I don't know what to believe. That you stopped becoming his friend because of he hired a masseuse or a spa employee, or to believe that your uncle taught the Unabomber. Because to believe Trump that he broke off his bromance with Epstein because he hired a masseuse from his spa, or an employee, female underage employee from his spa. Yeah, right. He's trying to make it seem like I was against that. Yeah, right. Now that is out in the front, he's trying to pull it back. But going back to the economy, you cannot tariff a whole nation's population because of your personal views on individuals. What if a reporter says something bad about you? You're going to tariff that whole nation where that reporter comes from? If it's a foreign press reporter, are you going to tariff the whole nation of where that reporter comes from, whatever country they come from? You're going to tariff because they don't say nothing good about you and they're fake news? So are you going to inflict tariffs on them? Already Trump takes the media to court to extort money off of them. If they dare say any contradictive thoughts, opinions on him, he wants to get rich by extorting all the media corporations and forcing them to settle out of court while he threatens to remove their broadcast licenses. He bragged in the White House that he was getting so rich off of it. He doesn't know why he didn't think of it earlier within his first term. So he just came back from Britain, meeting the European Union Secretary. He came back from Britain. He made a deal with Britain. He made a deal with the EU. So now because of Britain, Canada, and France recognizing Palestine as a state, are you going to tariff Britain? Are you going to tariff France now? Because it interferes with your Riviera Trump resorts in the Gaza Strip. You and Jared trying to get rich off of Netanyahu. And you're willing to starve the Palestinians out of the territory? You're going to wave your magic wand around, tariff Canada 35% because of it? What, you're going to tariff Britain now? And France? Because they dared win against your wishes or stand in the way of you enriching yourselves with Jared in prime real estate. Vacation for rich people where no poor people can exist. The Palestinians had to flee, not to return never again. He wants to force them to go to Egypt, go anywhere but the Gaza Strip, because he wants that. Trump wants that strip to be a Commonwealth of America where he can build his high-end real estate for tourism, for him to get rich off of it. Now he's waving his magic wand around, frustrated at Canada. How dare you recognize and interfere with my development deals and recognize Palestine, the Gaza Strip the Palestinians as a state within the Gaza Strip or the West Bank. How dare you, Canada, recognize Palestine as a state? 35% for Canada. So what? Is he going to turn around and do the same thing to Britain and France? Tariff them after he came back from playing golf. May I say cheating at golf. When he opened his red ribbon cutting event at Turnberry, with his caddy dropping golf balls everywhere but where they land. As he cheats his way through golf, so does he do politics.